Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that I think almost every one of us in Nigeria is familiar with. Yeah, those nagging issues with our ears, our nose, our throat, what the doctors call ENT. So let's get into it. Let's really understand what our bodies are trying to tell us. Does this sound familiar? I'm sure it does. We've all been there, haven't we? You feel that pain, that blockage, and you just reach for a home remedy, or you buy something from the chemist down the road, thinking, don't worry, it will pass. But that common habit, that's exactly what we need to look at today. You see, it's almost our culture to postpone going to the hospital. We wait until things get really, really serious. And by that time, that small sickness we were just managing at home, well, it might have grown into a much bigger problem. Just think about it for a minute. For an adult, a chronic sinus issue, that constant headache, it can make it so hard to just concentrate at work. And for a child, a repeated ear infection that isn't treated properly, that can affect their hearing, their learning, even how they do in school. So you see, it is never just a small thing.
So if we want to take control, the very first step is to understand what we're actually dealing with. What exactly are these ENT disorders we keep hearing about?
Now, the most important word here is interconnected. Think of it like this. Our ears, nose, and throat, they're not working alone. They are a team. They're all linked up. And that's exactly why a blocked nose can lead to a pounding headache that feels like it's right behind your eyes, or why a sore throat can cause a sharp shooting pain in your ear. A problem in one place can so easily, cause trouble in another.
And let's be honest, here in Nigeria, we have some specific things that make us a bit more vulnerable. I mean, from the constant dust in the air, especially during Harmattan, to issues with sanitation in some areas. Our environment, it plays a really big role in all of this. Okay, now let's get practical. It's one thing to talk about these disorders in general, but it's another thing entirely to recognize the signs in ourselves and in the people we love. So let's start with our eyes and our ears.
Cataracts. So many of our elders experience this, but we might not even know what it's called. Simply put, cataracts is when the lens of the eye becomes cloudy, almost like it's misty, and it just makes it very difficult to see clearly.
And please, I really want you to hear this. This is so important. Cataracts are not just a normal part of getting older that you have to accept. No, this is a leading cause of preventable blindness in Nigeria. With early treatment, a person's vision can actually be restored. It's not a life sentence. So if you or someone you love starts complaining that their vision is blurry, like they're looking through a dusty window, or maybe they find the bright sunlight just too harsh on their eyes, these are warning signs. Don't just dismiss it as old age. Please pay attention. Okay, let's switch gears and talk about our children. If you're a parent, this one is for you. One of the most common issues for them is something called otitis media, which is really just the medical name for a middle ear infection. And while they are common, they can become very serious if they keep happening over and over again.
So what should you be looking for? Is your child constantly pulling at their ear, crying in pain? Is there a fever that you just can't seem to explain? Or maybe you've noticed they're not responding when you call their name. These are signs that it's more than a simple earache. It could be an infection that needs proper medical care to prevent hearing problems later on.
And we need to give that same level of attention to issues with our nose and throat, the very things we're so quick to cast off as just a cold or maybe stress. That feeling of a permanently blocked nose, that pressure in your face. So many people just accept this as their normal life. They just live with it. But chronic sinusitis is a real medical condition. It is not just a fact of life you have to endure. So how can you tell if it's more than just a common cold? Well, pay attention to these signs. Is there a feeling of pain or pressure around your cheeks, your forehead? Is the mucus from your nose thick and maybe yellow or green? And here's the big one. Is there a nagging headache that just refuses to go away? That isn't just a cold. That's your body waving a big red flag, telling you to get it checked out. Okay. We've talked about the problems. Now let's get to the most important part. What can we actually do about it? This is the part where we take back control of our own health.
Let me give you a very simple guide. 3 simple rules. 1, if that blocked nose or sore throat has been there for more than a week, it's time. 2, if you feel worse today than you did yesterday, it's time. And 3, if you can't work properly or sleep well because of it, please, it is definitely time to go and see a specialist.
But proper care doesn't just start in the hospital. No, it starts in your kitchen. Our grandmothers knew this. The food we eat can either help our body fight off infections or it can make it weaker.
And just look at this. Does this look like some complicated, expensive foreign diet? Not at all. This is our food. Papaya, vegetable soup, yam, and fish. These are simple, affordable meals that are packed with the vitamins our bodies need to stay strong and to heal. Eating well, it's one of the most powerful things you can do.
And finally, let's just bring it all together with these simple habits. Keeping up with vaccinations for the children. Making sure our environment is clean. Trying to avoid too much smoke and dust. These small, everyday actions can protect the entire family.
So, if there is just one thing you take away from our chat today, let it be this. We have to stop accepting discomfort as normal. Listening to your body and seeking help early, that isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually the smartest, wisest thing we can do for a long, healthy life, for ourselves and for our families.
So, I want to leave you with a question to think about. After everything we've discussed, what is one thing you will do differently this week? Will you pay more attention to that nagging headache, maybe add some more fruits to your breakfast, or will you be the one to encourage an elderly relative to finally get their eyes checked? Just one small step. What will yours be?